You know, selling your home can feel like this massive, complicated thing. But what if you had a clear, step-by-step playbook to guide you right through it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. A simple, stress-free roadmap to get your home from for sale to sold. Let's dive in.
And this is really our starting point, our core belief here. The journey from that first thought of selling to finally handing over the keys, it just doesn't have to be overwhelming. With the right plan, it's all about making smart, strategic moves, not those last-minute panic decisions. It's about preparation, not panic.
But before we dive into all the practical stuff, the nuts and bolts, it's so important to remember this isn't just about paperwork and numbers.
I mean, this is a huge deal. It's about closing one chapter of your life and starting a brand new one. And just understanding that is the first step to navigating it successfully.
So that's the big question, right? What should you actually expect? What are the real, concrete steps involved? What happens, and when does it happen, and why?
So right now, we're going to walk you through a super clear 10-step game plan that breaks this entire journey down into really manageable steps. Let's get to it.
All right, first up, the game plan. This whole first phase is all about strategy. This is where we build the foundation for a successful sale before a single potential buyer even walks through the door. So the very first thing we do is create your custom game plan. And it all starts with a simple conversation to really understand your goals, your timeline, and your motivation. Then we take that and we align it with what the market is actually doing right now to build an action plan that's tailored specifically to you.
Now here's how we take all the guesswork out of pricing your home. It's called a Comparative Market Analysis, or CMA for short, and it is a total data-driven strategy. It looks at what similar homes have sold for, what your competition looks like, and where the market's headed to find that perfect sweet spot, a price that brings in serious buyers and protects your hard-earned equity.
Okay, so once we've got that strategy locked in, we get to move on to the really hands-on part, preparing your home to make an absolutely unforgettable first impression. Getting your home market ready really boils down to three key things. First up, we declutter and depersonalize. The goal here is to let buyers imagine their life in the house, not yours. Second, we make those easy, high-impact updates. You know, the little things that can make a room totally pop. And finally, we boost that curb appeal, because that first impression happens before they even step out of the car. Okay, your home is looking amazing. Now it's time for the big moment. The day all that prep work has been leading up to, launch day. This is where we go live to the world and build some serious momentum.
You know, a really powerful launch doesn't just happen by accident. It needs all these key pieces working in harmony. Stunning professional photos that grab attention online, precise measurements, activating the official MLS listing, and of course, that iconic sign in the yard that tells everyone your home is officially on the market.
And when we say launch, we mean a massive launch. We're talking about incredible reach. Your home isn't just going to pop up on one or two websites. No way. It will be sent out across more than 2,000 real estate platforms. That is a ton of exposure.
And this is how we actually capture that huge audience. It's what we call a modern marketing blitz. So beyond all the big real estate sites, we use targeted social media campaigns on places like Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok to reach all different kinds of buyers right where they're already spending their time.
So what about the good old-fashioned open house? Is it still a thing? Absolutely. It's still a super powerful tool. It's not just about showing the home, it's about creating buzz and getting direct feedback. And you gotta remember, even if the people walking through aren't the final buyers, they almost always know someone who is. Every conversation is a potential lead.
All right, so the marketing is doing its job. The buzz is real, and offers are starting to come in. Now this is where things get really serious, and having an expert in your corner is just absolutely crucial. Okay, so you've accepted an offer. That's huge, but it doesn't mean you're done, not quite yet. It kicks off this whole post-offer journey, which is a really critical sequence of events. First, you've got the buyer's home inspection, where we navigate any repair requests. Then comes the lender's appraisal to confirm the home's value. All of these steps lead to the buyer getting their final loan approval, which clears the path to the finish line, closing day.
And look, through every single one of these critical steps, from negotiating the absolute best terms in that initial offer to skillfully handling repair requests after the inspection and making sure that appraisal comes in solid, the #1 goal always is to protect your interests and just keep that deal moving forward smoothly.
And here we are. We've made it to the final step in the playbook. All the strategy, all the hard work, it all comes down to this one final event.
You know, a lot of people worry about closing day, but it's actually pretty straightforward. You'll meet up at a local title company, it usually only takes about an hour, and you'll sign the last bits of paperwork. After that, it's time to hand over the keys and celebrate. You did it!
So there you have it. Once you break it all down, step by step, the process becomes so much clearer, right? The real question isn't, how do I do this anymore? It's, when am I ready? Every home has a story, a history full of memories, and selling it is really just the beginning of a new one, for you and for the next person lucky enough to call it home.